Everybody, SeKo Beercraft here. It's been a while since Beercraft. Alexander Keith's Sapphire Hop. It is gorgeous. I don't know if you guys get Alexander Keith's. I know it's kind of a big Canadian thing, but if you get a chance, try it out. Particularly their hoppy varieties. Sponsor me, Keith, if you ever hear this. Keith's been dead for like 300 years. Never mind. KimJongSkill, no way. I've played this guy before, or I've casted a game of his before. That's really. I'm gonna have to look it up. It's even on my channel. I didn't notice that while I was playing him. I don't remember him being 10, but I think I remember it being a tough game. This was a tough game. I'll speed it up a bit to fill people in on the story. I was in this last batch of new season, played my 5 placement matches, threw me into Silver League, and I'm like, well, this is gonna be fun, but I'm better than Silver League. Like this is, I feel like that's a little weird. Maybe I'm getting rusty. Then they made me play 3 back-to-back Diamond players in Silver League, which promoted me to Gold League. I think I played 1 or 2 games in Gold League, and it put me into Platinum League. And so this was, and I'm in top 10 in Platinum League, and this is one of the earlier games I was playing in Platinum League. And it's TVT, and I have a notoriously tough time with TVT. It's just, yeah, that's the early game kind of meta of like big drops and tanks and harassment. It's difficult for me to deal with. Just because I don't want to be the guy that does the same thing, you know, make like a tank, 4 marines, and a banshee, and go and attack and keep rallying across the map. I don't like that as much. I do like KimJongSkill's opening on this. Very greedy. Like, if I had gone for something crazy in any way, shape, or form, he would have been punished really badly. Gasless opening out of Terran. You don't see that as often. Supply blocked for a second, but he's doing okay. On my side, I went ultra fast tech. Starport's already down. He is going up to 3 barracks. Hope people don't mind me going a little bit faster at the beginning of a replay, simply because this, until Legacy of the Void really kicks into high gear, probably not going to be spending a ton of time in the early game, because everybody knows what happens in the early game. Some Marines out, Banshee's going to be on the way. I scan and I see the gases, but I see 3 racks, so I know that almost certainly this guy went for a fast expand. So units-wise, he's only ahead by 1 worker, but that's going to change a lot and very quickly. He scans, sees my Banshee coming, and immediately starts with some defenses. Engineering bay on the way. So even getting the Banshee in itself is kind of a threat. You always have that weird worry about going up against Banshees throughout the whole game. Missile turrets have been started, so he's on top of his game. Marines spreading out. And he has to defend like this, right? He doesn't have anything else. The problem that I've noticed, and I'll slow it back down here, is that even in, like, this is great pull from him in there. Very good paying attention. I've already lost half health on this Banshee. Is that, yeah, the Banshee could do some damage, but it takes so much micro when I've got a macro at home while doing this here. Getting my tank out. I was going to get a second Banshee, but after seeing all the defense he made, kind of gave up on that. Back at home, other gas down. Throwing down an engineering bay of my own, because I know at some point I'm going to get my missile turret ring. I need to. It's the only way I feel safe in this day and age of TVT. Some stupid micro to me there. First kill on the Banshee. Great, and again, great pull from him here. I didn't realize this was in vision of that. Almost lost that for nothing. Couple of kills, forced to scan, back out. So, I mean, it's not great. It's nowhere near the damage I would have wanted to get done. But overall, we're kind of in the same boat. Expansion is done. Missile turret's going down now. Speed it up again, because I don't think we did anything against each other for a while. Command center moving on over. Have a tank in a good position to cover the mineral line. I know that he's not going to be going for tank drops right away because of how gasless he opened up. But if we look at the units tab, he's ahead by 6 workers, and I don't think I killed 1 worker with my Banshee. So really didn't get much done. Going up to 3 factories because I am going to go mech. I decided I'm going to stick with it. I'm going mech, even if TVT mech seems to be a difficult thing to hold off to. I'm actually emptying out my bunker, and I'm going to start spreading my marines around everywhere, just to be able to get a bit of a heads up on drops. I've got myself Hellions that are going to be most of my defense against his marines. More missile turrets going down, because a lot of the times they'll try to run around back behind your base. You want them to take as much damage as possible. So Marines spread out on all the corners where drops could be coming in. Also right up the middle. So he's going to actually be able to see this attack coming. So Hellions in position. Tanks, good position. and more units on the way. Probably would get even more if I wasn't supply blocked like a total loser and making 3 supply depots at once. Hellions trying to bait in the Marines. Marines, he lost a lot of Marines in that. He's going to get a missile turret for his trouble, but this is all he's got left of his army. Scans, sees my position. I believe I scan as well. Yep, scan. I see what he's doing. I'm considering running on top of this to try and take it out, but he can always pick up if he wants to or on siege, so it doesn't make too much difference. I am going to try and sneak my tank into range. Trouble, though, is he is going to get up and peace out. And behind this, he's got 5 racks pretty much done. 3rd command center, moving into tanks, marines, and medevac. So this is a polished ass build. What you see out of me is just muddled bullshit. There's 4 factories and a weird starport and a newbie-ish turret ring because I'm a weird loser. And this guy's got everything in the right order, including, well, actually, he's not that far ahead on workers. I'm still working on catching up there. Hellions gonna go for a run by, and we're gonna see that this is a very important thing for me in this game. Scan, see the front, because I want to see if it's possible for me to just do a cheeky run by. Great positioning out of him here. I really do like how these tanks are set up. I actually think that's really clever. Did that last tank shot not hit or something? I'm surprised that lived. So this was pretty good. 13 workers killed total in that, so I'm actually got a really huge worker lead right now. Good missile turret defense. Barracks out in front scouting, going up I think to my 5th racks here pretty soon. You got 4, yep, there's 5 racks. Can't really support that in 2 bases, particularly without my gas, but you can see my gas has always been up during this game because I've been building so many Hellions. Because I know against the Marines, I need the Hellions to really tank and do the splash damage. So it was a really good little attack for me. Yes, he's got his 3rd base up sooner, but I liked that little run by. 1-1. His 2-2 hasn't started yet. A bit of a concern. He's got +1 attack on the way, but the Marines damage is going to be a bit more important. More Hellions just running around, making sure there's nothing sneaky happening. First, that's my first army going down right now. My upgrade's got a total just neglect, just redheaded stepchild kind of neglect. Blue Flame is finished, and that's going to be very important for me. Didn't get this one Marine, though, strangely enough. And he's got a pretty good-sized army. He did see my Hellions run by, and that's very smart for him. He's reacting well, he's watching his mini-map. Tanks in position, he's rallying Marines into positions where I can't get easy run-bys on. And for me back at home, getting into Widow Mines now. Widow Mines, I think, are going to be a really important addition to this. That threat, that splash damage, is going to be very important. Another 2 command centers finishing up, trying to keep ahead on my supply. Look at the supply difference right now, like 100 to 140. So those didn't really get much done. That's the risk you take. You got to go out there and try. Same time, going to use a medevac drop. Thought this would be kind of fun. Thought this would be a little sneaky. Maybe you wouldn't be paying attention. Widow Mines out in front now. Tanks getting into position, 3rd CC moving over, but I feel really vulnerable. I don't have the mobility he does with his, 2-2 on the way, fairly well upgraded Marines. I've only got +1 on the way. His +1 is going to be finished before mine, and I'm playing mech. Marines sitting in good corners just to protect everything, but I'm going to get a sneaky sneak drop. Blue Flame Aliens are still pretty good against Marines. I don't know why I'm attacking the CC there, but whatever. Got another good chunk there. So he's got 26 SCVs. He hasn't been, I guess he's making some now, but maybe he thought he had more this whole time. While I'm doing that, snuck down my base, Planetary Fortress, Widow Mines. These are going to be great for dealing with any drops or try to be run-bys. Planetary, SCVs coming in, and just turtling up, getting ready for the next phase of the game. More Hellions, ready to move out. I think these guys are heading to the Watchtower, yeah. Take control of that, and these guys are going to run around the other side. +1's now finished up. Scan, this is my scan, I see his army. tanks and marines over there for me. My missile turrets are going to be done in time. I move my tanks further forward, specifically because I don't want to get too sieged up and lose too many of my missile turrets and things for nothing. More tanks coming in. But it looks like he really can't, or he doesn't really want to push into this. More scanning going on. I'm looking for his army. I used a lot of scans there to look for his army. Then he took the watchtower and I figured out where his army was. Extra missile turrets down. Lots and lots of missile turrets. Should be starting my +2 pretty soon, but I'm not, because I suck. Blue Flame Hellions once again, really good. Clean that up easy. Got to this base at the wrong time, like there's nothing here. Not the best shots for me there, could have done that a bit better, but got some good damage in. Still got a tank on the high ground. No tanks in the main though, I think he sees this. Trying to run back with these tanks. Great Widow Mine hits once again. Those Widow Mines paid huge dividends. Doesn't quite kill these guys off, actually. Missile turrets, pushing him back. Nice tank spread. Can't really push into this at all. He's going to back out. But his supply is still pretty strong. Producing 9 Marines at a time. 2 tanks and 5 Hellions at a time. I'm just powering those out. And I'm going for another run by here. Actually, this medevac's still alive, surprisingly. Did save that at some point. Another command center moving out. Gotta start looking at my 4th base. His is down and doing well. 2-2 is finished. 3-3 should be started pretty soon. A scan. I see that one tank by itself, so I decided to risk it. He only gets 1 shot off of that tank. And all of his Marines are on move command here. So he's not going to come over here and really deal with this in time. Trying to get good lines on his Marines here, but couldn't really pull it off. I don't have MMA level micro. Probably would have gotten a lot more value out of those Hellions. But killed a few SCVs, took care of that one tank. These Hellions, I guess, were enough to freak him out and get him to back off. I'm okay with that. 4th base, just sneaking over here. He just doesn't really know. He's going to try to run in with that Hellion again, but no, nothing. Great tanks in here. I don't even have these in Hellbat mode. The Hellion splash damage in a line, very important for me right now, and the mobility to kite back against the Marines. I was thinking about that as I'm building all these. Like, what if he dropped on everything? It'd be very expensive for it to do that. I had all these SCVs were left over from my main because I forgot about them. Still haven't started my +2. Someday I'll figure out how to play Starcraft. Gonna move over with some tanks and some Widow Mines once again. Go for Shawnee's infamous planetary defense. Planetary 2 to 3 tanks and some Widow Mines. Should be pretty good. See these random medevacs just chilling here. Gonna run out with all these Hellions, lots of Hellions. I don't know if he saw them go by. I'm assuming he did. These guys are just gonna chill over here. I was worried that when he was doing that, he was going to maybe go for a Doom Drop. He could have Doom Dropped this, I feel. It would have been expensive, but it was an option. Instead, he's gonna go for Mass Air. I knew this was coming at some point. It had to. There's no way he was gonna just sit back. Everybody, like Terran-wise, everybody goes to Mass Crazy Air. Great lineups on those Hellions that time to get all those Marines. And this is really important for me. Like, he doesn't have a big bank. I'm starting to bank up a lot, particularly gas, and that's gonna be very important for me. Those guys get cleaned up. Look at the units tab. It's down to 26 workers again. To my, what, 56? 65. Very healthy worker count. 4th base down, doing well. Need to take my gases, but once again, my bank is huge. And as I saw that, I'm pretty sure, yeah, this is why I'm throwing down all my missile turrets. So I'm sure that he is going into air at this point. Like, I think it's out of the bag now. That's what's happening. Extra starport's going down. +2's finally started. I'm like, hey, I'll have an upgrade in mech because I'm playing mech. Little did I know he's actually been, keeping pace with me the whole time. And the next thing I need to do is mass Widow Mines. I don't have the ability to transition as fast as he does. So I've got to build enough defenses to make sure that he can't really get to me in time while I go for as much damage as I can. And I do want to get into air control at some point. Like, I do need to eventually have air. I can't just do without that, even as, you know, a mech player with a lot of Widow Mines. I eventually do need to have things in place that will give me air superiority. Widow Mine burrow speed on the way as well. Very, very critical upgrade. Looks like he was going to sneak another command center over there. Oh, he's going to build one. I don't think his timing is perfect on this, though. Getting ready for another pounce. And then we get to see his huge air army. Once again, he doesn't really have that good of an economy to support it. Scan, this is my scan to see where his army is. It's not protecting his base. I mean, he's got a few guys mining up here, but his gases aren't even fully saturated. These gases, they're not mined out yet. Wow. Units-wise, he's down to 16 workers. Economy-wise, we can see I'm doing so much better than he is in economy, and that's a really important thing to kind of keep in mind as you go through these. But I know that he's going to have a killer, sick-ass, badass, killer, sick, killer air army, so lots and lots of Widow Mines with burrow speed. No armor upgrades. Do I have +1 armor on the way now? I can afford to do better upgrades. That's a really disappointing thing for me as I watch this replay. And Raven's on the way. But I don't want to commit my air army until I'm in a bit of a better spot. Just slowing him down, right? He's actually making 3 Ravens at a time. That's not bad. That's a really nice move from him there. I didn't notice that at the time. It's a really nice move. I would have done more of that if I was him, but I don't know if he can really afford it. He's got a lot of... I didn't see that while we were playing this. He's got 4 orbitals, but he doesn't have any economy. Still sitting on 16 workers. He's pretty all in at this point, and he doesn't have to be. I think he could just contain and recover. Lots of command centers going down. I got the money to spend. I'm going to do it. I actually should use this medevac for something. What he was going to do is drag a lot of my Widow Mines. Which, I mean, he fired off 3 of them. Not really enough. He threw away a lot of valuable ones, and I'm about to max out. Sneak up into a bit of a better position. I don't think he's still in range of me, is he there? No, he's not. And he's going to just kind of crawl forward. More guys going for a run by. Losing some Widow Mines here. Those are the things I most want to keep. Wow, he's actually up to +3 attack. No workers in his natural there. He's actually got a lot of Marines left, but they're stimmed all to death, and he threw away all of his medevacs. I'm actually going to go and sneak a 4th base. He does have some units there. I don't know if I ever noticed that. Lots of Seeker missiles going down, but pretty good hits on the Widow Mines, but I'm going to lose them all. But he used up almost all of his Raven energy to do that, and that's a very important thing for me as I'm going through this. Some more really good hits. Like, he doesn't have any Seeker energy right now. He's got 2 Ravens left, no Seeker energy. Now we call in the reserves. Bye-bye. I felt so good with that, too. What is he going to do after that? I mean, he's actually got a pretty good bank of stuff. But no SCVs, no units, no medevacs. And his tanks are essentially forfeit now that I'm on top of his army. I felt really good about that win. And after this, I was in a great spot. I was going to move over, take more bases, more planetaries, and keep up with my production. So... great game, I had a lot of fun with that. SeKo Starcraft, thanks everybody for watching. We'll talk to you later.